Good afternoon, YouTube modelers. This is Moderate Modeler coming from upstate South Carolina. I've just got back into the hobby probably about 7 months ago. I've been watching all you guys' videos out there. Chevy Cheeseburger, Model Mind, Fast Jimmy, Little Joe, Dave Parker, and my prayers are with you, Dave. Just keep going the way you're going. Straight's the best way to do it. And sadly, I noticed this model up in my collection, 37 Concord Convertible, and I took it down and looked at it, and I was just going, and then all of a sudden I had some thoughts on what to do to it. So Sunday I came out, opened the box up, and this is what I did so far. Basically, let's get in on this. Okay, there's the original motor right there. Now this is a front wheel drive, and that's pretty innovated for the 1937. So what I did is I cut the transmission, rear end, and front suspension pieces off that original motor, and then I have this 426 Chrysler Hemi. I just got it out of one of my funny car models that I use for parts, and as you can see, there's the transmission rear end with the axles there, and I attached it to the Hemi. And then I went back here and I cut out the section and put a shortened rear end and Pro Street tires on it. So the Pro Street tires came out of a 67 Chevelle Pro Street. So now I have a 1937 four-wheel drive Concord Pro Street. That's what I've got so far on that one. I've got quite a bit going on the bench. This one here is 1932 Ford. Basically, what I did is I built this probably about 18-20 years ago, when after building models as a kid, got back into it like in the 80s, and I built this. Got kind of banged up on the ride down here from Massachusetts to South Carolina, so I've fixed it up a little bit, but basically, you know, the paint and everything else is all 1980 vintage. And then I've got a few other models that I brought that I had done back then. There's my 66 Chevelle. I got pretty well beat up, and a 57 Corvette, and then I got my 62 Chevy 2 altered chassis wheelbase on it, and I stripped that one already and started redoing that one, put that in the purple pond. And then I have my 62 Catalina. Basically I've got pretty much, I stripped that, put that in purple power. Then I've got Pegasus wheels, 4-wheel disc brake, lowered it. I redid the motor on that one, and so that's what I was doing here. And recent built, probably the first thing I started doing when I got back into it about 8 months ago, 7 months, somewhere in there, was this. I had two 48 Ford models. So I decided, I'm going to do something different with one of them, something out of the ordinary. Cut the trunk open, hinge that. Oh, that's nice. It goes up, you know, shuts down. Oh, that's cool. And so I had a Jeep, and I decided I was going to make a four-wheel drive. And basically, right there is what I've got. Right there is the 48 Ford's chassis, original chassis, right there. But below that, right in through, like right there, down there, is the Jeep. And from right about this section to there, I had to add to it so it would meet the wheelbase of the car itself. This is the motor that I've got, I put together for it. Basically, because of the way I built the chassis and stuff, regular headers, I didn't have anything that would work. So I've seen a bunch of Chevy Cheeseburgers videos, and I saw him build his own, so this is my first try at it, and I think it came out pretty good. They sit right down in there, pretty decent. I got it all wired up. I got some more to do to it before I get it done. I'm going to use the aluminum tubing exhaust all the way back, the same size as the end of the collector, and I'll bend that up and stuff. And then I have my 50 Chevy pickup truck, and basically I had this in the 80s. I bought it and I started on it probably in 80, 83, 82, somewhere there. I chopped the top, and then I built the motor. It's Chevy 427, and made the headers to come out right behind the front tires, right in front of the running boards. And I put it back in the box, and since I've been back into it, I've been going through things, and I saw that, and so a couple months ago I put some color on it, on the cab, and got the windshield in, and the paint job came out pretty sweet. I do it for a living, so I hope my models are going to look good. But then the next one I did was the 61 Galaxy. Basically, the Galaxy model came, you know, how they have that frames that have the molded rear ends and molded front end in it. And so I basically liked the body, and I says, I'm going to do something with this. So I had a 66 Nova Pro Street. As you can see, that blue, I used that frame from that and the interior tub from that model. And as you see right on the edge, the white, I had to add a piece to make on both sides to make it wide enough to go over the body. And then right in here in the rear, I had a section in a piece to make the back wheels line up with the wheel wells, and same thing I had to do in the front. You can see right on the other side of the collector, I added a piece in there to make the front tires line up. And as you see, you know, Pro Street, did the sanded the tires, and I got and then basically I used the transmission off the Nova in Bellhausen, and I cut the Bellhausen off of the 427 Ford motor, and so I get it fit dual quads. I did some wiring on that, you know. I got put this down, I'm starting to shake. Right there I've got let's see if I can get it. Yeah, right there I got the fuel lines on it, down with the fuel pump and stuff like that. The dash is out of the 61 model, Galaxy model, but that's that one. I'm still working on that one. And then I've got a 68 Mustang Shelby, and basically what I did that, I Pro Streeted that. It's, you know, I got Pro Street on my mind. It's, if it don't have big tires in the back and a huge motor, it's not worth anything. As you see, I tubbed this. I used the Mustang frame, and then I took the rear tubs, rear part of the suspension out of a Pro stock model and put that in. And it came out pretty good. If you look at it, you think that was the way it was built, but that's been modified. Basically, I painted it orange, and I got 3 coats of clear on that. I haven't wet sand or buffed this yet. Came out pretty sweet. I'm putting a 429 Boss motor. That's right there. I got it wired, doing some more on that. And see, it's got dual quads. The carburetors stick out of the hood on this. So on the Mustang hood, I cut it out so the carburetors went up, and then the hood scoop is out of the 66 Nova, and I pieced that on there. That came out pretty sweet. Fits right in there. I like it, you know. So I'm doing things, and then my shop truck. I saw Fast Jimmy's shop truck. I was watching a video, and I said, I gotta have one. So basically, this is like an 82 Peterbilt wrecker, small wrecker that I used to make my shop truck. Basically what it's going to end up, it did have a diesel motor, but can't do that. I'm putting a small block in it, and I'll probably have dual quads or a blow, I don't know yet. And then I made the back body. Basically it's you know, I got the tire rack, tires for here, and down bottom I'll have I'll do a wood floor. It's pretty decent. I rounded the corners instead of having them edge on them, and so that came out pretty sweet. So I'm kind of going on. So basically this is where I do my models, and it's pretty nice. I you know what I've got. You know, I got a few models that I've got here. Pretty little stash and work area, but I work here too during the day. Self-employed now, seeing I got laid off 3 weeks ago, so I'm going back into doing my bikes. This is a 750 Honda punched out to a 950. I built the frame, made the tanks. They were Holly Fat Bob tanks. I lengthened them out. I got probably about 7 gallons of gas I can put into both of them. 200 tire on the back. Pretty sweet. Try to get this done. I'll ride it a little bit and sell it. And then out in the other end of the shop is 32 Bentley that I'm restoring for a guy, and hopefully I'll have some paint on it by this weekend. So that's pretty much what's going on with me. I appreciate all these the YouTubers out there, all the videos you guys did. I've just, you know, I've been looking and looking, and then I had to. This is just a scan in my garage, this office area. I appreciate all your videos. There's some more cars, and then I got I got some more down there that I use. But basically this area in here I'm going to make for the model area and put a spray booth in and stuff like that. But alright guys, that's pretty much what I've got going, and this is Moderate Modeler signing out.